Hello, and this is going to be one of my Wiccan video sort of things of just what I'm doing and what I'm learning about. I still haven't thought of something to call these videos, but just to say, because someone came on yesterday asking about journals. Sorry, I can't remember your name, but it's through the Kilted Goth book, saying that you're on the same path sort of thing, starting out. And I think when you're starting out, it's just nice to do a lot of learning about different things first. So last night I went to bed and thought, right, I'm going to watch a film, and I was messing around on YouTube, and I found it must have been because I was thinking about different. I always say this one, is it deities, I can never say it right, gods, goddesses in Wiccan, like the female and the male. But I can't remember what made me go and, well, maybe I just saw it when I was looking at it, and then I came across the Egyptian gods and goddesses, like some people, really into it. But I just thought, and then on the side, on YouTube, film came up, I think it was last year, Gods of Egypt. And I was like, ooh, looks quite good, because Gerard Butler was in it, so I thought, right, putting that on. So I downloaded it last night, and I was watching it, and then I think it was about 1 in the morning. I thought, well, I better finish the rest of it off in the morning, which I've just done. Finn's gone for a nap, so I'll just catch the end, the last 10 minutes or whatever it was. And it was brilliant, and I loved it because it's quite modern a day, well, modernish. Well, it was 2016 anyway, but it was really good because I like stuff like that. But yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute, because yesterday I put on Instagram, because like I said before, Wiccan is a nature-based religion, and it's all to do, with nature and the earth and the elements and things, and positivity, I'm trying to send positive vibes out there, which I always try and do anyway. But on my Instagram, I put this up yesterday because I'll have to show you my, my altar, because I moved it around and changed it a little bit, but I'll have to show you. But on it, I've got a heart now over the top, a wire heart that it was like, to put your letters in, but now I've put my pictures of my tarot cards when I do, my oracle cards when I do my readings, because they can stay there for a month, because I want to do a monthly one and like a daily one. But I also stuck this up, which I just made myself with a bit of stamps, and just wrote that. And it only says smile, tomorrow's another day. Like if you're having a bit of a crappy day, there's always tomorrow. You can poo-poo the day off, and at the end of the day, and think, well, there's always tomorrow, start afresh again. But you can always write little notes and quotes, but positive things, and just put them where you can see them, even if it's on your fridge with a fridge magnet, just so you see it when you go in the fridge, even if you're not really looking at it, it's subconscious. That will see it when you it'll go into your head, if you know what I mean. So that was up there. I'm going to make a few more of them. And then I did a card reading. I thought, well, I'll do a card reading for the month. So I thought I'll use my Oracles of Shadow and Light, these ones that I do on Positive Wednesday. I've got quite a few, so I can use different ones. I want to get into reading cards, so I thought if I pick 3, and then I'm going to use this book as to write the card number down and what card it was, and then I wrote down today what it meant, but now I'm going to try and do it I can't say with my intuition. So I'm going to write the names down, but I'm not going to look what it says. I'm going to write down what I think the cards mean, and then I can look at them after and see what I got right, like practicing it that way. So that's what I'm going to start doing. But today, and this was really weird, because I said I have a gratitude journal. I write down at night, like, thank you for things, or in the day, like, as well as what I'm grateful for. Even if it's not happened, you've got to like make out it has, so it comes into reality. And I was saying about, like, I know people might think it sounds daft, but saying about the good man in my life at the minute. So there isn't particularly one at the minute, but you've got to say it as there is, and then it'll come into fruition. So I wrote that down last night, and then it was dead weird because I got these cards today. So the first card was, where is it? My first card was Voodoo in Blue, which is this one. All these cards. they look a bit freaky where you might think, she didn't look very nice, but yeah. Voodoo in Blue means, I've only wrote a little bit out of the book itself, but tomorrow, when I do it again, because I'm doing these ones monthly, I'll write down what I think it means before I look at it. The message is back off. Someone needs to back off and give me space. Don't be afraid to look the bad one. For this to happen, this person needs to be told straight to understand. There's somebody, you know, I don't like to be the nasty one, but sometimes you have to be a bit more sort of firm in your way sometimes to tell somebody no, or, you know, you don't like that, or whatever it is. I've got a feeling that I might know what that's about, but it's private, so I'm not telling you, but I'm just saying. And then I picked card number 16, which is this one. Angel of de los Muertos. I don't know if I've said that right. Which the message is transitions to the spirit realm, which I'm on my spiritual journey, as I keep saying. So I think this all ties in anyway, because it says the truth is your inner word is richer than most, and it's an imaginative paradise or hell depending on your state of mind when you receive this card. Please let go just a little and notice how this gives you room to interact and what have I put there? Engage with loving others, and this therefore helps you recreate your world anew. It is likely you will choose carefully who you allow in, but at least one person does need to be let in, and at least one security blanket needs to be shown the door just for a moment. Which I think this goes into my last card, because the last card is Strange Valentine, which is this one, really cute, which makes me laugh because what I was watching before all ties in with this, not this, but Strange Valentine, the message is love is strange, and it was basically saying romantic beginnings with someone I meet or bump into who I may not think is my type. Good news, as love is strange and the things that make you different bring you together. Please give yourself a chance to absorb the lessons, because you are moving into a beautiful new phase of your romantic life where you will be free to create a wonderful new love life for yourself, coming very soon. Which makes me laugh because the card before was like, you've got to let somebody in, even if it's just for a moment, you know, put your walls down. That's what it's saying to me, for someone to come into my life. But I'll be very, you know, it's like saying, what did they say? I'll be very careful, which I will, because I've had some numpties, that's all I'm saying. So, you know, I want this person to be, but like, it could be someone different that I wouldn't normally go for, and that's what I was saying to my mum a bit ago. It probably will be somebody who normally I probably wouldn't have gone for. And funny enough, a few years ago when I went to a Mind, Body, Spirit event, and I was about 4 months pregnant, the woman actually told me, who was doing my cards, had said that the partner I was with at the time was cheating, and that he was the girl that he was with then, which I didn't know at the time, but it was obviously true, but I didn't think that at the time, he would do the same to her. And then she said, but the next person you meet will be somebody, you know, to be with in the end, will be somebody you wouldn't normally think. So I remember her saying that. So they're the cards, so I'm going to do them monthly and then try and write up what I think they say, but I'll probably do another one, like a daily one. And what the other funny thing was, because I was saying about the gods of Egypt, because that's the good thing in Wicca, you can look at different deities from different religions, and I'm just looking in this book. I've not looked in this a long time. Solitary Witch by Silver Raven Wolf, and I was just looking at the gods in there, because there's all different ones, because some faiths and beliefs, you don't really, not allowed to really look into. I mean, you can, but it's just one god and blah blah blah. With this, you can have, you can choose a deity. I can never say it right. To resonate with you, which I'm looking at Egyptian at the minute. I was looking at some classed as English Roman ones before, but I was just watching that last night and then watched the end bit today. And funny thing was, I did put this up on Instagram yesterday, which makes me laugh because I've just finished watching that film. I thought, oh yeah, Horace, who in the film, who's like half Birdman with his big wings on the back like that, I was just watching it before flying up, just reminded me of that. Like a god, he's a god. So yeah, that was quite strange. I picked that one yesterday. It says, embrace your life and live it to the full. You are sent many blessings. But yeah, so I was watching it, and I quite like Horace the god. He's the god of the sky, the divine child. His dad got killed by his brother, and his mother died, and they had a big battle over who was going to be king, and this, that, and the. I won't say it. I think you should go and watch it. It's a really good film. But all that was in my head as well was Anubis. I was like, why have I got Anubis in my head? It's Anubis. And Anubis is the, he's in it a little bit, is the god of dead and protection. He's the one that takes you down in the underworld to let you pass through the gate, you know, which way you're going sort of thing. So it was, I did put a picture on Instagram. He's like the wolfy type guy. He looks a bit like, because like I was saying, strange love, like this thing in the background. I always, in films, I always fancy something in a film, whether it be a cartoon film or Disney film, anything like Beauty and the Beast. I always like the Beast, but I like him as the Beast, not when he's a prince. I prefer him to stay as the Beast. I'd just be like, no, you're alright, just stay as Beast, I'm not really bothered. You know, like in a film, I like the goodie normally, but I'd also like, say it's vampire films, I always fancied the vampire, or like, I thought Horace is nice in it, and he's like the, not that Anubis is bad, but Anubis is the one you probably wouldn't, but I thought Anubis was quite nice actually. So that just made me laugh with this in the background, like a fluffy monster. I've always been like that. I've always probably the one that you wouldn't think you would. I'd like. Yeah, so it's just a quick one. This one to say it's nice because you can look at different things, and when you're getting into Wicca, you can. It's all about learning, practice, so you can learn different things, and you're looking at different things, and you don't have to rush into anything. Like, even if you didn't have a deity, you don't have to rush and think, oh, I'll just have that one because that's the one everyone else has. You don't have to do that. You can wait for a bit and see if anything comes to you. Or, like, because I got to something last night that made me watch that film and I watched that, quite liked it, and looking into this, I might take something out of the Egyptians. I don't know. I might only have it for a bit. I don't know. But it's just interesting because that's a good thing. Everything you're learning about with different stuff, it's just great because you're learning different things all the time, and it's nice. But at the end of the film, it was saying something about when, I don't really want to say much in case you've not seen the film, but, you know, he just wants to reign over everyone with compassion and love, you know, and telling everyone to do good in your life, you know, to be a good person. Like, that's Wiccan as well, so that resonates with me as well, so it's good. So if you haven't seen it, it's called Gods of Egypt with Gerard, is it Gerard Butler? It's a really good film. I loved it. I love films like that. Reminded me a bit of Star Wars. I said that on Instagram as well because they were fighting on top of the thing that he made, statue thing. What, I can't even remember what it's called, but because the weapons they were fighting with sort of glowed a bit. It was like a lightsaber. That's what it reminded me of anyway. But it was good. So if you haven't seen it, go and see it because I really enjoyed it. So I'll see you soon. Bye.